Ciao e benvenuti a questo nuovo appuntamento con Chiama Danse, la rubrica di Voci di Cittadella dedicata agli artisti che sono stati ospitati nelle scorse edizioni del festival. Questa è la numero 21 delle puntate di T-Dance, siamo ormai in piena ai blocchi di partenza per la riapertura della Cittadella dei Giovani in presenza, quindi siamo molto molto felici e in anticipazione per potervi rivedere tutti quanti in Cittadella. Probabilmente dalla prossima settimana questi appuntamenti saranno fatti proprio dalla struttura di Cittadella. Oggi ancora siamo in una fase di smart working. Quest'oggi incontriamo una performance artist messicana di origine che vive in Spagna, che è stata ospite del festival l'anno scorso con il lavoro Anatomìa Metamòrfica. Sto parlando di Melina Peña.
Hello.
Hi Melina.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. And you?
Not bad, not bad. As I was saying before in Italian, we will reopen Cittadella next week on Tuesday. So we're in the middle of the reopening process and procedures. So we're quite happy that
that's great.
This is going to be. It's a few days before we can see again the people.
Yeah, that's
without
great.
the filter of the screen. So we're very happy about it.
Oh, good. Ready for the summer.
Yeah, definitely. So where are you now? Where are you staying?
I'm in Barcelona, Spain. And this is where I've been the whole lockdown. Well, actually, this is my home. So this is where I live. Yeah.
For the people who don't know you yet, or maybe haven't seen your performance during the festival, can you tell us a little bit more about your background as an artist, as a performance artist? So where did you start from, and what brought you to this work?
My background is dance, mainly Buto and contemporary dance. And I started performing and collaborating at the border, California with Mexico. And I've always lived on both sides of the border. So I was in a collective in the United States, and I was also in one in Mexico. And we used to perform issues related to the border, migration, and I think that's when I started adding a little bit of more physical theater to our pieces. But it was until 2008 here in Barcelona that I met Guillermo Gómez Peña from La Pocha Nostra. And he was who really introduced me to performance art. And since then, I've been like fully dedicated to performance art. And I'm now going more into sound experimentation, sound installations, a lot of video work. So yeah, even though my body is my main tool, I'm really interested in also using other tools and forms of expression.
What is your main interest in your work? We've seen Anatomìa Metamòrfica, in which the body is, a wonderful vehicle of messages, of symbols, and there is a lot of, a very specific and mixed cultural background behind your work. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about that?
I think for me, my interest has always been to deform the body. How can I deform myself and to create another being? And this has taken me through a research of these layers that we are imposed by culture and society. How is it that we can really dismantle these layers? And so it has taken me through different, if we could call them characters, and like in Anatomìa Metamòrfica, it was the Chiama, which is something that I've been interested for many years. How a shaman can connect nature or this other world with this real world. So I always find myself when I'm in this research of going through social or political problems, I can't really have a solution. So the only solution for me is to go to this alternate world and try to give a solution or a proposal to a new view or a new reality. And I think now, for example, with lockdown, that we were like in this surreal situation, it really surpassed me in a way, because it was being in this like unknown and like quicksand. I couldn't like really root myself to anything, you know? So it really took me to other places also artistically.
During, I mean, you spent the lockdown in Barcelona, which is
Yes.
Spain has been quite hit quite hard by the coronavirus, as well as Italy.
It was.
Right now, how is the situation there? Is everything being
so now we're not in
sort of normal, or
so the state of alarm was eliminated, if we could say, last week. So now we are able to go out freely. It's obligatory to use a mask everywhere we are, which that's difficult because it's really hot here. So there's like 30% capacity for theaters and cinemas, but everything is open. Actually, we have a very big festival here in July in Barcelona, which is El Grec Festival. And I didn't know that it was going to be open for like they were going to have it, you know, for this summer. So I'm really happy. But it seems that, of course, there's a lot of restrictions for people going. So now I think it's 30% capacity, or 30 or 50. I'm really not sure. Yeah.
And from what you see, do you think that I mean, culture and cultural events have assumed some kind of like the main role or side role in respect to the opening process? For example, in Italy, this has been quite, I mean, there are mixed feelings among artists and cultural operators, because culture has been seen as a sort of side project, which is not so important for the restart of the social life, which in turn, in my belief, I think it's quite important to activate cultural programs so that people can aggregate around them and you know, start again to relate one to each other. So how did in Barcelona or Spain, you said there has been
I don't know. I don't know Spain, but Barcelona is really active culturally. So the whole community, the whole society here is really used to going to the theater, to going to outdoor activities. There's a lot of outdoor activities because it's really hot in the summer. So it's really interesting how even clubs and cultural events have reinvented themselves in order to do it in parks or open spaces. So this is what we're seeing now. It hasn't started, but there's already a big, what do you call it, program of what's going to happen this summer outdoors. Yes. There is a big movement going on right now here in the city with a lot of cultural organizers that are claiming the government for not helping enough. So it seems like a lot of all theaters here have come together and sent an official letter that is actually circulating around, where they are demanding the city hall to help in this process. So I think that it is really a serious problem. You know, even though we do see out there that things are happening, I'm pretty sure that people are struggling, and theaters and cultural centers are struggling a lot.
I mean, it's been a big financial blows for theaters, as well as for every other fields
Exactly.
in economic field. And what about welfare for artists? Are there, are there special measures that have been taken from the government in Spain for Spanish artists?
It's really strange because there was like an open call to apply for this help, and then a few weeks later it was like, oh no, there's no more money, so
Oh my god.
but this happened in a lot of other, not only for artists, it's the thing like, oh my god, for freelancers we have this, and then we got so I don't know, maybe there were some lucky ones that were able to take advantage of this, but
it's kind of
I don't know anyone around me that was able to get it,
kind of the same thing happened in Italy with this, special aid for not only for artists but for unemployed professionals in general.
Right.
And it was programmed to be provided in March, April, and May, and most people received March, and then April and May sort of disappeared. So I guess we're sort of in the same boat.
Yes, we are.
But how was the lockdown period for yourself? I mean, as a person and as an artist, in terms of, for example, how many shows got cancelled? Did you have shows or events that were programmed during the COVID months that were suspended?
So I had one program actually for this month, and we were working hard. This is a new piece that I created last year, and it was going to be shown in a festival actually this month, and it was postponed to October. So it's already confirmed that that the festival is going on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of October. So then we will, I will show that during that time. And then during like lockdown, from day one, I decided that I was going to do a lockdown diary. So it was a series of mini video performances. So every day I did one, and I uploaded it on Facebook and Instagram, inviting other fellow artists and performers to respond to my videos. And so then we could like feed each other, and then this could become like a little chain of video performances. So it was a beautiful experience. In the end, it was 48 videos. And a lot of people responded. So that was, for me, that was what kept me going, really, that moment of the videos and connecting with other people. So yeah, and that took me to a new project that I'm working on now, where I'm connecting with women that I've worked in the past that live in different parts of the world. And I want to continue with the video performance, but now as I'm reconnecting with this group of women, it's been really nice because it's been first long conversations of where we are now in our lives, what happened to us during lockdown and all that. And then from there, decide what we're going to do with this conversation and this reconnecting creatively. So it's been also a really beautiful process. So for me, lockdown was very productive.
In terms of artistically speaking.
Yeah, artistically, it was very, very productive. So, and then that has taken me to new projects and to reconnecting with women that I love and that they were always in my mind during lockdown. A lot of people came to my mind during lockdown, and I thought like, I need to do something. I need to work with these people again. So that's where we are now with this new project that hopefully some of these collaborations will turn into live performances or I mean, I don't want it to just stay as a video performance now. So we are in conversation and see how this will take us to something else. Yeah.
Okay. We're very curious to see your lockdown diaries. So maybe
for sure.
I will
give you the link.
Page. We can put it in the comments so the people who watch the interview can
Yes,
also watch your
for
video.
sure. Also, you will see there, that will take you to the response and videos of all the people that responded also. So that's nice.
So it's a big, I mean, it's a big chain of connections during this period in which for some parts, I mean, there hasn't been a connection, a direct connection with people in terms of physical contact and
right.
People, but through the filter of video and the time, the time that we had
exactly
to spend in our houses, that brought us to explore different and maybe places or projects that were somewhere in some box and weren't
right
the time to put them in practice. What do you think? I mean, this period, you as you said before, your body is an instrument to receive and transmit reality or an interpretation of what is reality. How did you live, like artistically, the fact that your body wasn't actually there?
right.
So it was seen, but it was seen through a filter.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was difficult. It was seen through a filter, but actually I was really in tune with my body during this time, you know, because as I was alone, you know, I was improvising a lot. I think for me, the hardest thing was not being able to go out for walks because I'm addicted to walking. So it was like this thing of like just walking here around, you know, and then from there going into improvs. It's interesting also, like, for example, the touching another human being, you know, embracing, hugging, was really strange also. I think the lack of the feeling of affection, but you know, then it all became like here of like memories. I was going into memories. That's how I connected with these women now, you know. It's like these beautiful memories and thinking about beautiful things, because sometimes I will just like go down. I think that I connected, for example, more with my mother. That before it was like, oh, my mother, you know, I which is really nice, you know, and having long conversations with her also, and remembering things, and also so I think that my body took me to seeking affection in other ways that normally I'm always really busy and just going through life, you know, and then we don't really realize what is very important. So I really, now I'm really calm. I don't know, I'm like in another stage. I'm really calm, and as I know that I don't know what's going to happen, it's like I'm almost like in this, okay, well, let's just live day by day, you know. And I really miss being in a studio, for example, and being with other people and collaborating with other people. And I don't know when that is going to happen, you know? So I don't know. I can't, I don't know if I'm answering your question. It's taking me to other places.
It's answering many questions. So my next question was just about, you know, what is going to happen in the future, because as you said, we don't really know what is going to happen, and we have to go on day by day, seeing what life brings us day by day. So it's it's sort of, it puts you into another perspective regarding your work and regarding what you want to program and create for the future. So how do you see yourself, like, regarding, I mean, you already talked about new projects that are
in process
now. How do you think you would like to develop your work, also as you're an international artist, so you travel a lot. You've been traveling a lot for your work. How do you see this happening in the future? Would you still like to go through that, you know,
oh yes,
traveling
definitely yes. I can't wait for the no, yes, and going to residencies and meeting people. Yes, no. I mean, I know, I mean, there's no going back. And I don't know what it is, what's the future is going to hold for us, but at least I know that I have control of creating my little world around me, and that's it, you know. And I'm gonna fight till the end to keep doing what I like, you know, how I like it. I will adapt, you know, but no, I mean, I cannot let fear stop me. And I think this is something that coming from the border, it's always like that, you know. And my mom always says, it's like, we cannot let fear, you know, we cannot let like gunshots, we cannot let, you know. And it's true, you know. It's like, you're like, yeah, that's true. It's like, imagine not going out because I'm afraid. No. So I don't know, but at least for me, I want to continue traveling and showing my work. I want to go to the studio. I want to collaborate with people. Let's see what happens. You know, let's see what happens. But at least I'm open.
Yeah.
For whatever comes.
This period has been there's been a big discussion in the artistic world, in the theater, for example, towards regarding the change, the changes that are now, they are necessary, because if you want to go on stage, you have to comply to certain regulations, and this can be both a restriction and an opportunity. As you said before, in your work, you are already dealing with those restrictions in a very creative way. Do you think this can be, can put a new richness and a new way of working in your creative process? Also not forgetting, the part with in which the physical relationship and the contact is fundamental, but as something that can build up towards a new way of creating performance art.
I'm pretty sure it will, and it's funny because my curiosity of like using other tools like sound, installations, and like for example, me disappearing from stage. I mean, being present, but not physically being present, which is something that I'm working with my sound installations. Well, I mean, this
was this before or after
this
the COVID
was before. Period? This was
wow.
Like 3 years before, that I started with this.
It was prophetic.
Yeah, exactly. And then the piece that I'm showing in October in this festival in Girona, it's also like people were saying like, oh my God, it's like almost as if you like, because I'm in a cube and people can only see me from holes, like a peephole from outside. So nobody can, I cannot touch anyone. And so you can only see parts of my body. And it's this like, laboratory plastic, with laboratory lights inside, and it's almost like, so it's funny that now like the piece like takes another meaning to what it is. So So I don't know, like my work was already going around that realm. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this
Yes.
is gonna really inspire me a lot more. For
Mhm.
sure, for sure.
Yes, as we were saying before, this is going. I mean, the situation has gone way beyond the I don't know, the film experience,
Yes,
the
yes,
dystopian futures that in some films you can see. So it's
exactly.
really it's something that of course will influence the creative production,
For sure.
not just in the sense that we need to talk about it, but it's in any way it influences the creative process because we have lived this. So we
Exactly.
will create as an artist creates from his life experience. This will in some ways get into the future works.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Yes, exactly. As artists, we're always expressing, what's around us and what goes through us. So, I mean, this is something, more
Mhm.
to add to the layers.
Melina, thank you very much for this interview, for
Thank you,
this
Elena.
very, very nice conversations we had. I'm going to ask you final questions that we asked all the artists that were interviewed in for Voci di Cittadella, which we started in April, so the answers changed in the course of
Yeah.
this experience. Now that everything is reopened, the answers are a bit different. During the lockdown period, many things were forbidden. We couldn't do. Oh, Marco has a question too.
Okay.
Okay, first Marco's question.
Ah.
This needs to be the last question. Oh, here is the lockdown diary. So for the people who want to see Melina's
Oh, okay.
lockdown diaries, and Marco's question is not coming. So I will ask my question first, and then
Okay.
we will see. So as I said, there.
Oh.
Come on. What is more important to Melina, the artist experience or the audience experience? Ooh,
Both,
this is an
both,
interesting question.
both. I think that for me, it's like, uh, I know, like, and I think it happens to a lot of artists. I normally, when I go in on stage, I go into a trance. So I'm like not even here nor there. Like something happens, but I really like to connect with the audience. I love connecting with the audience. So, and the audience changes the way I feel in the moment. I can show a piece in different places, different times, and it's always going to be different. And it's because of the audience. It's always because of the audience. You feel the vibe, you feel the energy. So both. And I think as time comes, I'm more interested in the audience. It's like because I feel that connection. So I think it's like it's like a what do you call it? Give and take, feeding the whole time. So both, definitely both.
And of course, I mean, during this period, for all the production that was created during the lockdown period was with, in some ways, separated from the audience, in the sense that you don't feel what is the response, the direct response of the audience, the
Exactly.
feeling. I mean, of course, people can comment, can express their views and their opinions, but it's not the same as being in the same space with other people.
Right.
So this mechanism has been in has interrupted in some ways
Yes.
in this period.
Yes.
Whereas during in performance art or theater performances, the role of the audience, especially, is in works like your works, needs to be thought even before even technically, I mean, because the viewing, the point of view of the audience is not fixed. So
Right.
it's not the same as it could be for a theater performance, in which
Right.
there are, seats for the audience, and then the stage in like a traditional dance piece or theater piece.
Right.
In performance art, the point of view is always is one very big element
It is.
of the creative process. So
It
this,
is, for
in
sure.
some ways, is
And I
very
think like what
interesting.
happened in Della when I showed Anatomìa Metamòrfica, that we were like, oh yes, that this is how, we want but I never thought there were going to be so many people, and so this is also that you have to think about, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm really sorry for the people that were not able to really see the whole performance, because I know a lot of people told me like, I couldn't want to see anything.
Well, it's I mean, it's something that to think about, but it's also it's interesting to work. I was also thinking about the work you were describing in you will perform in Girona with like sort of peepholes.
Right.
So that's like, it's really thought about.
Yes.
How you should be watching this thing.
Right. And also like for me, it's like almost a choreography of the audience, because people have to move. So it's almost more like if you see it from outside, it's already a piece.
Yeah.
Even though you don't know what's happening inside.
People, it's like many layers that come together. So the people who watch yourself inside the cube, and the people outside who watch people watching yourself in the cube. So that's something I find very intriguing about performance art. I mean, the point of view is very important.
Right. Yeah, it is. It is. Yes.
So let's go back to the other question. As I said, there are many things that we couldn't do that were forbidden, or that they weren't there anymore because we weren't there anymore as people, as citizens, in like walking in the streets and going in the shops and doing all the things that we normally do. And now that everything has been reopened, what is the thing you didn't really miss during lockdown?
That I didn't really miss. Of things that are open, or just in general life that happens outside in the streets?
Well, what's among the things that you couldn't experience or you couldn't have during lockdown, and that's now are available again, so you can use, see, or experience that particular thing again?
I really didn't miss going out to restaurants. It's really strange. I was like I don't know. I mean, and I'm not the best cook, but I was like cooking here every day, and I felt like really good. I'm like, I should do this more. And I never it crossed like, ooh, sushi, ooh, this. Maybe some nachos and tacos, but then I would go and buy some tortillas, and then I would make some tacos here. But other than that, yeah, I think it was that. And still now, I haven't been to a restaurant, and I don't think I'm going to be. I mean, I'm not going to go for quite a while.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting answer. Yeah. I mean, Francesca, we got a similar answer from Francesca Fini. She said she didn't like in Italian we call it movida, which is a Spanish term.
Yeah.
The bad one. I mean, the one that we don't like.
Like, for example,
the nocturnal life that we don't like.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's sort of, a
Yeah.
similar
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, I was not going out anymore, but because the other thing that I didn't miss, for example, is like this is like a pet-friendly city, so there's a lot of dogs everywhere. Everyone is walking a dog, and it's the thing of walking and giving the way to the dog. You have to move because the dog, it's like it's the dog first. That I didn't miss either. I actually, and that I did think about it when I'm like, oh my God, going out, walking, and you can walk freely. It's like
Yeah, a lot of space. Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
space, exactly, at 6 a.m, of course, because then it's quite crowded. Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
very much, Melina, for
thank
this
you,
conversation.
Elena.
It was
Thank you so much,
wonderful.
and it's so much so great to connect again and know that all of you are okay and that you're opening again this amazing space.
Thank you
And
so much.
hopefully in October we're all okay and everything can run smoothly.
We
Yeah.
hope so too. And we hope to see you quite soon. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in
Yes.
Austria, maybe somewhere else around the
Yes.
world. So
Yes.
we'll start when we will start traveling
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
See
goodbye.
you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.